so I've just applied P. Louise base in Rumour, which is number 1, and I'm then just going to be creating this eye look on this eye. So I'm going to be using the P. Louise palette again today, and I'm also going to be using a couple of shades from the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette, the white palette, not the black one that she came out with to start with. So I've just tapped over my base just to make sure there's no creasing. I'm then just taking the P. Louise palette and I'm going to go in with the dark brown, which is Love Struck. And I'm taking that colour on a Anastasia Beverly Hills brush. This is just the brush that comes with the palettes, and I'm going to take the flat end. This is just going to really help me when applying the shadow. I'm going to apply this in like a V motion, so I'm going to, you'll see what I mean. So I'm going to go like that and hold my brush like to a tilt, like that. Just so this bit in the middle is like has a gap. I'm going to do the same on the inner corner too, like that. But then I'm going to meet the colour up here, because I just want like a little pop. I don't want like a cut crease or anything. And then this is just easier. This means that I don't have to apply it as much, like as many sort of layers. So we've just got that tiny bit peeking through. Just rounding the shadow off into my crease. So again, I'm just patting the shadow down. This looks horrendous to start with, and then I'm just gonna go over this bit here. So as you can see, we've got like this shape created. So I'm gonna go round with a bit more shadow just to even the edges out, just so it's nice and round, like that. I'm just going to take the fluffy side of the brush and I'm just going to blend those edges ever so gently, so just little bits at a time. It just diffuses the shade really softly, and these brushes do like mould. And I'm just going in circular motions to blend the shade out. I'm just going to add a bit more just to build the pigmentation back up, just to build the colour back up. And then I'm just going to just go over the edge again. Looks very messy, but we're just going to go in with the second shade. So I'm then just taking a Zoeva 227 Luxe Soft Definer brush, and I'm going to be taking the shade next to the dark brown, which is Obsession. And I'm going to be mapping that over that brown, so 50% onto that darker brown and 50% onto the base. And again, circular motions when you're blending. It looks almost purple, but in the end it's fine. It's blended out, like it's diffused, but it does look still quite messy. So we're going to go in with the last shadow that we're going to be applying to create the shade around the edge. I'm just using a Morphe M506, and I'm going to be applying the orange shade from the palette, which is Dreamy. And this is going to be the shade that is going to make the whole look so different. So I'm taking this quite high up, and I am going to be blending this up towards my brow, but I'm just first creating the shape that I want. So I'm just tracing around the other colour we just applied, and as I get to there, I'm not going to like drag that down with this brush because it has too much colour on it. So I'm going to go back to the brush I was using before and just blend, just tap off any excess. Just going to blend that up towards my brow, just at the front. I'm using the fluffy side of the Anastasia brush again, just to blend that up into my brow. I find this brush really helps diffuse the edges without making it really like harsh. So I'm just going to keep layering up that orange shade until it's the colour I want it to be, because the more you blend, the more it's going to take the colour payoff away. Okay, I'm then just going to build the brown back up and blend it out with the Zoeva brush. So just the edges are blending out. Then I'm going into the fun part. So I have this eyeliner from Makeup Geek. I hadn't used it in such a while, and it's this gorgeous like mint shade. It's the full spectrum eyeliner pencil, and I'm just gonna rub some on the back of my hand just to warm the product up. I'm just gonna then apply it into that little gap that we have, and you'll have to keep applying it onto the back of your hand and then get rid of like the excess product that's on there. What I'm going to do now is take some of that pencil off my hand onto my MAC 252 flat shader brush. Just grabbing my Jaclyn Hill palette, and I'm going to be taking this like aqua shade, patting a lot of that shadow onto my brush, and I'm going to be patting that over that pencil. Just using the Anastasia brush just to blend that out, like the edges. And then I'm going to be using the other shade from the Jaclyn Hill palette, which is the shade next to this one, so the one on the end, and it's like the shimmery blue with like a hint of green to it. I'm going to be patting that on top with the same brush. Such a gorgeous colour. Back to the Anastasia brush again, just to go over the edges. And now, as you could probably guess from this eye, we are going to be using some like glitter, like a glitter pigment. Went to one of my local towns, and they actually have like a makeup shop, and it's so cool. All American makeup, but in an English store. So I was so excited. I've picked up this like glitter pigment. I don't know if you'll be able to tell because I don't want to tip it everywhere. And it's got like a blue reflect to it. On this eye I use glitter glue, so I'm just going to do the same on this eye just so it looks the same basically. So I'm just using the NYX glitter primer. I'm going to apply some of this on the back of my hand. Just going to apply that onto my lid, onto the places I want it. So just on that bluey green, grab the glitter. And I knew I wanted to use this today, but I wasn't sure what look I was going for. As you can see, it has that like nice blue reflect. Almost looks purple. And then again, going back to that brown just to go around it. Just going to leave it like that. And then what I did on this eye was apply eyeliner. I'd done it how like the P. Louise artists apply it, where they apply it quite high up. So I'm just going to show you how I done that. So the eyeliner I'm going to use is the Illamasqua Precision Gel Liner. I believe it's called Infinity, but I could be wrong. And I'm just going to apply that on my wing liner brush, which is the 317 by Zoeva. And I don't know if this is going to stay in focus or not. So I'm going to apply this quite messily here, just to build it up. So you want to apply quite a lot, but don't apply it all at once because then that's when it will mess up. So you want to apply it as if you're like applying winged liner, like that. So from like quite high. Then you want to grab a little eyeshadow brush. So I just use this one, the Morphe M507, and you're just going to buff that out. And I literally never used to be able to do this. Like that. So just little bits at a time. Don't try to do it all in one go because then it will mess up. And I'm going to go along like normal liner. Just keep blending. And what I'm going to do, which I've got to do on my other eye, is go over it with a liquid liner. And I'm just grabbing some of the dark brown on my Zoeva brush just to blend the black. So then you can't see where the black meets the brown. The liquid liner I'm using is the NYX Matte Liquid Liner, but you won't be able to see that because the name is rubbed off. And I think I need a new one. So just going over with that. And then this part here, you don't want to take it any further than that. Just going to grab the liner brush, just pat over that. Gonna be applying some false eyelashes. The lashes I'm gonna be applying are the Tabby lashes by Kitty Lashes, and yes, I'll just apply those. One step I am just quickly gonna do before I put the lashes on is apply the base under my eye, because this is gonna really help the shadows underneath pop. So quite a lot. It's not drying at all, which is really good. Like that. What I'm going to do, just grabbing my eyeliner pencil, the Makeup Geek one, I need to sharpen it. Then just applying it on the back of my hand and then applying it into my waterline. And I'm just going to smudge this along into my lashes too. Then just using the Jaclyn Hill shade to set it. And using eyeshadow is literally like the best thing when applying things in your waterline. I know some people don't like it, but I think it's really good. Then I'm just patting over the creasing underneath. I'm applying the dark brown with my Anastasia brush, just really smudging that underneath. I feel like this looks really dark, but what I've done is I've done it so it's like automatic, like the lighting is just like it's on auto, so I hope it's okay. But I just thought you can see the colours like what they truly are, because sometimes I have it quite bright, and I think at the end of videos and at the start is fine, but with the actual eye look you want it so it's like actually the true colouring. Then I'm just going to take the orange. I don't bother to take the other light brown because to be honest you can't really see it, so I just take the orange further under the darker brown and just blend that out too. These Anastasia brushes, I remember when I first received one of the palettes and someone said they weren't that good. Like, it was on a tutorial and someone said they weren't like great, but I actually think they're so good. I always use them. With the flat side I usually use it also to apply like shimmer shadows and pigments. I find it so good. Then just going to build up the brown once more. As you can see, I repeat steps quite a lot just because you do lose that colour when you apply like other ones under or on top of them. And again back to the yellow. Have I been saying yellow? I meant orange. I'm definitely taking this palette to California with me, but I'm not putting it in my suitcase, definitely in my hand luggage. What I'm going to do now is apply the eyelashes. Just curl my lashes first with my eyelash curlers. And then I always apply my false lashes with tweezers. Just find it's the best way. If you've never done it before, then just be very careful. So you just apply them from the top and then stick each corner down at once. If you want me to do a more in-depth video on applying eyelashes, because I know I've done one like years ago, but it's not very helpful now, is it? Because it's so old. I'm going to be taking the Anastasia Beverly Hills Moonchild Glow Kit, and I'm going to use the shade Lucky Clover, which is this shade here. And it's a very like greeny highlight. I'm just applying this in my inner corner. And then I'm going to be applying the glitter over that. What I am going to do with my inner corner, I don't want it to be like so stuck. So I'm just spraying my Zoeva wing liner brush with Mario Badescu setting spray and then going with the glitter pigment. And I've actually been on the hunt. I've been trying to find my Tarte foundation, which I got in America last year. But it looks like I'm going to have to buy some more next month from California because I can't find it anywhere. And my mum and I searched the whole room, searched my bedroom, this room, everything, can't find it at all. And it cost me like almost $40, so that's great. I'm going to be moving on to the skin. So I did have fake tan on my face, like my tan stuff, but it's all come off. So I'm going to be taking my Master Prime by Maybelline, and this is a primer, but I just use it as like a primer moisturiser because it's hydrating and I find it does the job. So I'm just going to apply this onto my skin. Oh, and I forgot to say, but I blended out this part with a brush, like the part that the P. Louise base looked a bit harsh, because obviously my eyes do really light, but I have no foundation on, that's why. The brush that I'm going to use is I'm going to take the Real Techniques face brush, I believe this is. I've had this brush for years, don't really know the name of it anymore. But the foundation I'm going to use is the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation and concealer. This is in the shade Sand. I think this is like a really weird colour. Yeah, but I'm just going to work with it. So I'm going to be applying the foundation with a foundation brush first. By a foundation brush, I just basically mean a flat brush. If I'm looking down, it's because I've put my mirror underneath me. And I'm just going to... Okay, this isn't that bad of a match. I feel like it's just a bit pink, so... And I'm going over that horrible spot on my chin. And I'm not applying any more product. I'm just applying the foundation in certain areas that I want it, and this really helps you build up your coverage. So just be careful when going around your eyeshadow and your eyebrows. But I really do prefer doing your foundation last. It depends like the type of look I'm going for. If I'm going for like really natural, I'll just do the foundation like basically after my brows. I do prefer like a flat brush around your eyebrows though. Nice bit in here. I feel so sorry for people that have blonde hair and have that awkward struggle of blending foundation into their hairline, because I know that when my hair was like blonde, it was my worst nightmare and I had a massive orange line all the time. But I do wear fake tan, so what I'm going to do now is take the excess product off the back of my hand and just go buff all that in. Honest, it's actually a so much better match with this fake tan. The fake tan I used to use was the Bondi Sands one, and this foundation did not look good with it at all. So at least I can actually wear this more now. I was wondering why a minute ago it looked funny, and it's because I hadn't put foundation on my nose. Don't forget your ears too. I feel like even if you're not having your hair tied up, your ears still peek through. And the amount of times when I've not applied foundation, my foundation colour on my ears, and I've gone out the house with like white ears, dark hair. Does not look cute on me. Right, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to be applying. Got this Wet n Wild stick. I used it ages ago. It's the Wet n Wild contour stick in the shade Call Me Maple. I feel like this shade should be fine. I'm just gonna... Yeah, that's fine. Right, where I'd normally like bronze / contour. This shade is a bit cooler, but I haven't applied it in a while, and I wanted to give it another go because I always use the Primark stick all the time. So I'm just going to blend that in with my foundation brush. I feel like that's blended into nothing, but it's better for it to be like not enough than too much. So okay, I'm going to be applying bronzer over it anyway. My eyes look so funny. So for concealer, I'm going to be using the Barry M All Night Long Full Coverage Concealer. And this is in the shade Cookie, which is number 3. Just applying this under my eyes, just to make them not look so ghostly. The only thing is this concealer, it takes so long for like it to come out, because of the type of bottle it's in. Or tube, not bottle. Apply it a little bit here, and I like to blend my concealer in with a dry sponge. I remember when I started using like Beauty Blender and that, and I'd always have to wet it. But the past few months I've really found that if you don't wet it, it actually makes everything look so nice and full coverage, because obviously like if you dampen it, it's going to take away. It's just going to make everything look more sheer. So it's great if you're going for that, but if you want the extra coverage, don't dampen it. Just powder in with my favourite loose powder, which is the Maybelline Fit Me. And this is in number 20. I used this shade when I got tan on. Just using a Real Techniques contour brush. Just applying this where I want to set, especially that horrible spot on my chin. And I'm going to use this under my eyes too, just so they're not too like highlighted, because I don't want to be too like much. I'm not going to set where I highlight though. For bronzer, I'm going to use Sun Power by MAC. It is very dark. It's a lot darker than Give Me Sun and more like red tone, but I really enjoy this bronzer. If you wear fake tan, you will enjoy this bronzer. And if you don't wear fake tan, then you won't. Just applying that where I applied the cream product. I like applying it to the apples of my cheeks too. For highlighter, I'm going to use the Laura Mercier. This is the Indiscretion highlighter. I always wanted Addiction, but they never had it when I wanted it. So I'm going to grab a highlight brush and my Mario Badescu spray. Just spritz my brush, and I'm just going to swirl this in and just apply this where I want it. So I just want it here. This is very like a natural looking highlighter, I always think, but today it's not going to be, huns. Apply it above the brow. Just gonna spritz my brush again. And then I'm gonna be extra and add some Doll Beauty Shine Bright. Okay, for my lips, I'm just going to go in with this lip pencil from NYX, and it is in the shade Brooklyn Thorn. It's a very dark colour. I wanted a darker nude, so... Also, I don't think the formula is as nice as my Very M lip pencil, but I know this is meant to be like a matte lip pencil. I don't know why. It's the NYX Suede Matte Lip Liner. And then I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink, and this is in the shade Driver. I was obsessed with this colour when I got back from America last year. With this lip pencil, I was after a colour that looked like Max Cork, because I didn't want to spend the money on cork, so from pictures I've seen, it looked like it, but now I think this is so purpley. But I just wanted like a darker base. And if you haven't already, you really need to try these Maybelline matte inks. They're so good. Like, they're so buttery on your lips too. They're not drying at all. And then for lip gloss, I'm going to go in with the Holly Boone Cosmetics Can't Deal lip gloss. Just apply a little bit first in the centre. Oh, that goes so nicely with this Driver. Much more into glossy lips than matte lips nowadays. Just remembered one thing I didn't do, my blusher. So I'm just going to use this L'Oreal one. Just apply that on top. Oh, is that really harsh? I don't want my camera to die, it's just about to die. And just use my Primark Glow setting spray. I've been using the Glow makeup wipes too. It actually smells really nice. So yeah, this is the finished look. Guys, I just wanted to thank you all so much for watching this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. By the way, if you like this jumper, it's actually from Primark and it cost me £5. So I just thought it went with the green in my eyes. So yeah, I really hope that you liked this makeup look. If you have any suggestions, please let me know, because I am going on holiday in less than a month. So I need some ideas, because I do try and upload 2 videos a week. I know I haven't done that this week, just gone, because I've been so busy and I work full time and try to live a normal life as much as I can too, as well as fitting in my YouTube videos. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I really hope that you like this makeup look.